They say if we'll only avoid any confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love it.
Hey, Arthur Fantastic here, and these are my final thoughts on Jon Jones. After this, I don't think I'm going to comment any more on Jon Jones. I've already said my piece on him. I've already said that I don't like him. I already said that he's bad for the sport. But I'm going to really delve here and consider my opinion objectively as possible, but it's very subjective. I don't like the guy. I am going to go through a couple topics here that are related to the recent developments in Jon Jones' career and talk about the ramifications thereof with everybody involved, I suppose. So, at the time of this release, I'm going to update you, if you're not in the know, about what has happened. You can check out Wikipedia, you can go to MMA Hour, you can just pretty much Google Jon Jones on YouTube and you'll find a whole plethora of videos that is really in-depth talking about the situation and people that are close to it, like DC. I'll be talking about his statements, Joe Rogan, stuff like that. So, let's see here, blah, 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 blah. On August 22nd, 2017, it was announced that Jones had again tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. From here on out, PED. After the president of the steroid Turnabol, it was found in Jones' B sample. The result of his second fight with Cormier was changed to a known contest by the California State Athletic Commission. The title then stripped from Jones for a third time. Third time. It's pretty fucking serious. Now, if you don't know anything about Jon Jones, we can talk about Jon Jones for a second, okay? In my opinion, he's garbage, but he's considered by many one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. Very powerful, very dynamic. Can't take that away from him. Gotta separate the artist from the artwork, and if fighting was the artwork, then he's pretty good. He's pretty much decimated everybody he's fought. The only loss he's had on his record is from a very ridiculous rule. This is the best way I can explain it. Ridiculous. That rule being the 12 to 6 elbows being illegal. Doesn't even matter. Don't even have time to go into that. What we do have time to go into is talking about Jon Jones' quote successful end quote career. Now, the best way to sum up a person's career beyond their many successes is their glaring weaknesses, because that's what we remember everybody from. You know what I mean? We also remember, we remember what they were super strong in, but we also remember what they were super weak in. Okay? And it's this hindsight that allows us to compare the greats against one another. It's already hard when you're comparing a current day great to a previous great, because the people that are fighting today are standing on the shoulders of the people who built the foundation before them, and so on and so forth down the line. You know what I mean? MMA and martial arts in general has existed for millennia. So for it to just say this is some new sport, it's not. It's just the way that it's packaged. It's the way that we do it. We live in a more connected world. Jon Jones has been stripped of the title 3 times. The first time after a hit-and-run accident with a pregnant lady, and he fucking fled. He fled the fucking scene. Fucking terrible. And he broke the arm of the pregnant lady, and he was probably on some fucking coke or some shit like that. I don't really judge people. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but when you're doing stupid shit that affects other people, then you can come under scrutiny. And if you're fucking snorting coke and that causes you to and drinking or whatever he was fucking doing, and that causes you to get into a car accident, dude, fucking fix your life. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him, but whatever the fuck is wrong with him, whatever the fuck he's doing, he's getting away with a lot of shit that other people would not get away with because he has money. Not because he's whatever color, this, that, the other thing, or this, because he has money and he has the UFC behind him, who are bankrolling him and essentially taking care of things for him so that he can make them money. Which, by the way, we'll talk more about later. We'll talk about the UFC in a whole other video. Then he returns, he gets the interim belt, and he's stripped of it again for testing positive. Did you know that? Did you know that this previous time he was stripped of the title, he tested positive? Then, third time, okay, he is stripped of the title after beating Daniel Cormier. Now, if we want to talk about the Daniel Cormier-Jon Jones fight, this last fight, Daniel Cormier was running around 1 and 2, in my opinion, and was on his way to be winning the entire fight until the KO. And it was a KO. There was a little bit of like whatever about right after the fight, but that's because when you get KO'd, you don't necessarily know what's going on. You're coming out of a sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? But when you find out that he's cheating, when you find out this motherfucker is cheating, then you are put into doubt anything that he's accomplished. And that's his own fucking fault. Now, what does this mean financially? What are the financial ramifications of this final stripping? In my opinion, should be final. I don't think there should be another chance for Jon Jones, not in the UFC. Okay? Not in the UFC. And I don't think anywhere, in my opinion. So, what is going to happen to the UFC? UFC, maybe they'll lose a little bit of money because Jon Jones is a big draw. He's one of the greatest, according to a lot of people. A lot of people think that. A lot of people like him. Okay? So, UFC is going to lose a little bit of money. But they're already making money hand over fist, completely fucking their fighters. So, it's not really any bullshit off their fucking, they're like, it's nothing. It's nothing to them. Let them wash their hands of this motherfucker. Why the fuck are they enabling this guy? Okay? And just to go back on Jon Jones has 2 brothers, this privileged motherfucker, in the NFL. And you know what? His brothers have tested positive. Does that help paint any more of a picture of what's going on with Jon Jones? Okay, now what is the external ramifications financially for other organizations? This could be a boon for some organizations. People in Asia, like ONE FC, Ryzen, Japanese promotions, World Series of Fighting, Dream Deep, all that shit. They could possibly, and I'm thinking more like ONE FC, Ryzen, Bellator. These guys can sign Jon Jones, and it might be good for them, but I don't think they should. I think that Jon Jones needs to be blackballed until he fixes the fucking problem. Like, he is really shitting down on, like, in my opinion, he's shitting on the UFC, shitting on Daniel Cormier. It's already not the best of deals for these guys. They're not making the money they should be making. And Jon Jones is so fucking privileged. He's just so fucking entitled. I don't think that people in Japan or Asia are really going to sign this guy because it's closer to the art, in my opinion. It's closer to this, like, it's a martial art. There's a respect, there's a code. I think that with the way that Jon Jones fights, which we'll talk more about later, I don't think anybody really wants to put their hands on him. Including because of what is this called? What is that motherfucking shit called? Just because of just the image that he carries with him. I don't know if Strikeforce is around or whatever, but like if there's another one, maybe something in Russia, maybe there's another fucking promotions that he can go to fight for and get a couple fights in and tune the fuck up so that he can prove to everyone that he's not going to keep making the same mistakes. We want to see growth as a person, as a man, as a fighter, and we're not seeing that. We're just seeing him make worse and worse fucking choices. Financially, how's this going to impact Jon Jones? That is left to be seen. We don't know what's going to happen. Somebody was talking that had a really good idea that maybe Jon Jones knew what was going to happen and he was baiting Brock Lesnar so that he can fight him in the WWE, whether it's a work or it's a shoot or whatever the fuck it is. And that would make a lot of money for you, WWE. Make a lot more money for Jon Jones if he fought in the WWE, and it would make a lot of money for Brock Lesnar. It would be a great fucking idea. And that just goes to show that if people are smart, that's what they'd be doing. But I don't know if Jon Jones is that smart. I think that he's just a fucking narcissistic piece of shit, and he was calling out Brock Lesnar because he thinks he could beat him. Jon Jones, I don't know. I mean, you're not allowed to have sponsors in the UFC anymore. I don't know what how that's going to affect him. He's not teaching, he's training. I don't know what the fuck he's going to do. He's made money off the past fights. I don't know. He's fucked himself over, in my opinion. Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier, he is going to be champion. He's taking that. He's already announced that. He was talking about why would he take the belt instead of like going in there saying he needs to re-earn the title. Well, first off, Jon Jones cheated. That is his fucking title. If he had poked him in the eye or kicked him in the nuts and he couldn't continue, Daniel Cormier would have kept the belt. So what is different with him fucking cheating? In fact, Jon Jones talks a lot of shit about not cheating. About there was a quote from Jon Jones saying, Daniel Cormier's excuse for losing the first one was because I was doing steroids. I wonder what his excuse is going to be this time. Well, you're fucking on steroids still. And there's, in my opinion, very good evidence that Jon Jones is on steroids and has been for at least a little while when there was a big bulk up in terms of muscle. You know, this shit doesn't just happen overnight. Then again, Jon Jones is a fucking very pinnacle of the human form. Not of the human psyche or the human philosophy, but of the form. He's a fucking beast. But Cormier is going to make more money as champion. And he said that. He's like, I'm going to fight for the title either way. Would I rather go in for a vacant title, not make as much money, or come in with a fucking title? He fucking earned it. He fucking deserves it, and he deserves the fucking money. Like he said, he's a father and husband first, and this is about, this is the business as well as a fucking art, and this motherfucker did the right thing, in my opinion. So I think Cormier is going to be fine. I think, sponsors, fuck. We'll talk about UFC in another video. Getting on 13 minutes here. So let me talk about how my opinion is not necessarily changed about Jon Jones, but it's more like I'm considering the sides here. Because on one end, I believe that as a person, you represent yourself. You don't have to fucking stand up for anything or anyone. You don't have to go out there and represent this, that, the other thing. You represent yourself. And in a sport like mixed martial arts, where you're representing a single person, I can understand fuck censorship, all that, whatever. On the other hand, I'm very close to martial arts. Martial arts is close to my heart. And for a person like Jon Jones to represent martial arts is martial arts. So boxing, people have, it is incumbent upon the practitioner to represent a good mind, because a martial artist is not good without a good mind. You're just a thug that's just talented, like fucking Jon Jones. If you don't have a good mentality, if you don't have a good philosophy, if you don't have a good ability to express yourself and not look like an asshole, then you're just a fucking thug, dude. You don't have any respect. There's no respect for Jon Jones. Doesn't respect anybody. This is why he's able to just fuck people over. I hear of people close to Daniel Cormier, nice guy. Everybody says he's nice. He's a nice person. When he talks, he sounds nice. You know what I mean? Even though he looked kind of like a bitch after last fight, crying and shit like that, like he seems like a nice person. Taking jabs at DC. He seems like a nice person, and Jon Jones is not. Jon Jones seems like an asshole. Just the way that he carries himself, how he fights, what he does. We'll get to that in a little bit. Now, before we do get to that, I want to talk about Daniel Cormier response to Jon Jones in this entire situation. I wanted to say that Daniel Cormier was saying that, why can't we feel sorry for him? He's a human, this, that, the other thing. Jon Jones makes his own fucking decision. If he has a problem, It was his fucking decision. He got a fucking full ride to college. He's fucking a great wrestler. He's got 2 brothers in the NFL. His family is fucking stacked with money. What the fuck is the problem? What is his problem? You can't get a fucking driver so you don't get into fucking car accidents with... You're fucking rich. You can't fucking not do fucking like hard drugs. You can't not get caught for doing steroids. Even let's I will consider the argument that everybody is juicing in MMA, though not all of them are. I know like Nick Diaz was a fucking I don't like him necessarily either, but I respect him more than I respect Jon Jones because he has the fucking code. He's a fucking warrior. John, even if everybody was juicing, don't fucking get caught. How can you get caught more than one time? Like, do your shit right. And if you're gonna be tested, and it's gonna affect your money and it's gonna affect your business, like everybody can agree with me here. If you're like one of my hip hop fans and we talk about hustling, like if this guy's fucking up his whole hustling, you have to blame him. No one fucking else. Jon Jones is a piece of shit. Don't feel sorry for him. He has fucked himself over every fucking single time. Fuck Jon Jones. Jon Jones is garbage. And so this is what it all comes down to. Honor. Martial arts and watching people fight is about honor. Seeing somebody fight, see somebody totally win, and seeing their hand raise is a validating moment for everybody. It's a release, seeing the right thing happen. Now, when you go into a rule set and you agree with another man that you are going to fight by the fucking rules and then you don't, that's dishonorable. You say, I'm not going to kick you in the face while you're on the ground or knee you into the head. I'm not going to eye poke you or hit you in the nuts. Then you don't fucking do it and you fight as cleanly as possible. And try not to let those things happen. You know, things fucking bullshit happens. But now I fucking see a video. And if this is the first time, I'll put the clip in here.
Oh, yeah, right in there, man.
Jones has worked for years perfecting his eye-poking game and has honed it down to an exact science. Jon Coke Dick Jones has poked his opponent in the eye in almost all of his UFC fights, including Alexander Gustafsson.
Hold on, he got poked.
Quinton Jackson, Glover Teixeira, Daniel Cormier, and more.
Oh, the first eye poke. And that's what a lot of people were worried about.
Jones freely admits that he pokes his opponents on purpose to get an advantage in the fight and has no problem breaking the rules to get the win.
I do poke people in the eyes, and it's very illegal, but I do it. Now I'm kind of known for it. And
Jon Jones is poking people on purpose in the eye. And on top of that, he's throwing these oblique kicks. I'm just going to call them stomps to the fucking knee in competition. Dishonorable. You're poking people in the eye on purpose? You're trying to break their knee on purpose? Like, there's a fucking line that you shouldn't fucking cross. You are taking care of you're not trying to kill the other person on the other side of the cage, right? And we all know, we all are like in agreement that you don't fuck with people's money, right? They don't get fucking health coverage in the UFC. They're not getting this fucking special treatment. Not like other fucking promotions, at least. In the UFC, you're getting fucked over, and this guy's trying to break your fucking knee and poke you in the fucking eye, and people are not fucking coming back, you know what I'm saying, or not taking a long time to come back. Listen to Rampage Jackson. Listen to these other motherfuckers talking about these stomps to the knee. Let's talk about how Rasad Evans doesn't like him. He used to be a training partner. They don't fucking like each other. Why? What's the fucking problem? I see that first off, Jon Jones is fake. That's why you can't trust anything he says. Every time he says something, it seems like he takes the time to make up the story and give it to you and seem like he's a victim. But then he's like, but then he'll make fun of people, calling him out for being fucking dirty as fuck. Like, you're not a victim. You're a fucking piece of shit, Jon Jones. And if I saw you, I'd say it to your fucking face. And if there was any fucking altercation, I'd fucking spit in your mouth and I'll fucking take a beat down if necessary. But I don't give a fuck, Jon Jones. You're a piece of shit. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're worthless. I don't fucking respect you. No one should. I don't care how fucking good a fighter are. You are not a fucking honorable person. And that is what martial arts is about. It's about fucking honor. It's about self-awareness and self-knowledge and progression. You're a piece of shit. How can you progress any further if you're a piece of shit? To diarrhea? I don't have the word. I don't know. It just doesn't even make sense what I'm saying at this moment. Because, you know why? Because you've totally enraged me. When I first saw you, I didn't like you. But then you fucking won me over with your fucking like talent, and then you lost me again. I think I read a article about you in Fight magazine. I was like, oh, I'll give this guy a chance. I kind of like him, and I'm a wrestler too. Oh, this, that, the other thing. Now you're just fucking, to me, you're just fucking garbage. You're just fucking garbage, Jon Jones. You've completely fucked yourself over. You're fucking over the sport. You're fucking over people. You like literally like that pregnant lady. Like, what happens if she had a miscarriage? You're not gonna fucking feel sorry. Jon Jones is not gonna feel sorry. To the people that are telling Daniel Cormier that if the shoes were reversed, he wouldn't feel sorry for you, DC, they're fucking right. Your friends are fucking good friends. Don't fucking feel sorry for Jon Jones. He has no fucking honor. He's stomping people in the knee. He's poking them in the eye, both on fucking purpose. Those are career-ending possible injuries, or at least going to sideline you for a long time. You may never fucking fight again. You break your arm, you can heal that shit back. You break your leg, you may never walk the same. All right? This shit is done. Let it be done. Let it be over. Jon Jones, I fucking wash my hands of you. I will not fucking watch. It's not like I'm ever going to pay for another UFC pay-per-view. I may go and support local business that are playing it, but I will never pay for another UFC fight ever again. Not with the internet. Not with so many people hosting it. I'm not paying a goddamn thing. Fuck y'all. And fuck Jon Jones. Especially fuck y'all if you're gonna do this and keep holding Jon Jones to the peak of the sport. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. You shouldn't fucking give a spotlight to somebody that's not a professional. Put him back in the amateurs. I don't fucking care how good he is. I don't care. I don't fucking care. At a certain point, you have to fucking not let this shit happen. And if you're going to enable it, I can't fuck with you anymore. There's so many things that the UFC needs to fix. But if they keep just fucking with Jon Jones, fuck them. I don't care what anybody else says. Jon Jones is garbage. That's the end of my rant. This is my final thoughts on Jon Jones. Unless something else fucking really big happens and they let him straight back into the UFC, I'll make another fucking video. And I've already said my piece on my Too Much Coffee podcast. Check that out on my channel here on YouTube, Golden Ruffian. These are my final thoughts. I have nothing else to say. These are my final words. Fuck this guy. Garbage. Don't fucking let him fight anymore. There are so many people more deserving, more respectful, more honorable, more technical, more righteous, better at trash talking and not being a piece of shit. Like Conor McGregor, at least he's fucking honorable. He's got a fucking honor. He's got a fucking code. Live by no code. Die by no code. You're a fucking man. No code, no fucking honor. No code, no fucking honor. What is Jon Jones' code? Fucking fuck people over? Be a fucking rat? Be a fucking snake? Be a fucking piece of shit? Shyster, fucking shady, I don't fucking know what to fucking call them. You know what I mean? That I wish that somebody would run up and put their finger all the way deep to the final knuckle in his fucking eye and break his leg. And that will humble him. Hopefully, I don't know what needs to happen, but whatever needs to happen soon, because Jon Jones is on a fucking terrible path of his life. I don't know what everybody that is saying that, he's like, that is close to him, in my opinion, that this, that, the other thing, people making money off him, publicists, trainers that are making money off him. I don't fucking think, I don't have a fucking single drop of respect for that guy. Fuck Jon Jones. Alright, that's it. Arthur Fantastic here. Hit him up on any social media. Holla at your boy. Pete. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you like the content that you've seen and want to see more, go to patreon.com/ArthurFantastic or click the link in the description below. One-time donations or pledging any amount of money is definitely appreciated, from $1 to however much you can get. Thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you later.